What is good, Foundation Nation? We're here today with a review of the Prodigy Pa5. Good Pa5 here in 400 plastic. It's one of the newest additions to their putter lineup. First thing you'll notice is it doesn't, to me at least, feel like a Prodigy putter. I think it's because this edge is a little more rounded. It's got a good little, not a bead, but like the lip on it almost feels like it has a bead in your hand. Somewhat. It's supposed to be an understable putter. Prodigy's given it the flight numbers of 3, 4, -2, and then 0.5. We'll see how accurate that is when we get out in the field. What I'm looking for out of this disc is some initial flip, especially when thrown flat and hard, because a brand new Pa4 in the 400 plastic flat will go for the most part dead straight. So it feels a lot different than the Pa4. It feels a lot more comfortable in my hand, to be honest with you. I really like the feel of this disc. I'm very excited to throw it. And I think that for it to be a successful add to their lineup, it's got to have a little bit more turn than you see out of a brand new Pa4. So let's go ahead and get out to the field, throw it some, and see how it flies. Throwing here, slight Hyzer. It says flat, but it's not really. You can see it slowly turns over. This next shot, I actually get flat, and you can see the true nature of this disc. Controllably unstable for sure. On Hyzer, I wouldn't super recommend it, but you can tell it doesn't like get straight to the ground and want to roll. Forehand, put a lot of Hyzer on this, little nose up, and actually got a very good flight out of it. I really was liking how this was flying. This one I got behind a little bit, decent bit of Hyzer, little nose up. I was still able to get it to flip up a flat, ride dead straight, slight finish at the end, and then this is where this disc really shines. Just dead straight approaches. This probably went about 120 to 150, and I think that's the golden range. All right, so after throwing in the field, I really liked this disc. The feel of it, you know, relatively shallow for a putter, very comfortable in my hand. I really liked the feel of this 400 plastic. Their newer 400 plastic, don't sleep on it. I think they changed their manufacturing to a factory that they own in China, and it's been great. The stuff they've been producing has been really high quality, feels really good, and yeah, it's been a lot more consistent in my opinion. So I've been really liking this new 400, and I think that what they accomplished here with the Pa5 is pretty great. So let's go ahead and get into some scoring. So first off, the feel of this disc, like I said, I really like it. It fits my hand very well. I fan grip all of my putters for throwing. I do not power grip, but even for a power grip, if you're someone who does power grip, it's got plenty of room under there, still feels comfortable without feeling too deep. I think they kind of knocked it out of the park here. It just feels very solid. I really like it. Pretty nice and flat, low profile putter. Very comfortable in the hand. I'm gonna go with a 9.4 for the feel here. Pretty high score, but very good feeling disc. All right, next down the line we have the flight. The important thing for a flight like this is the glide, and this seemed to have plenty of it. It was able to always flip up out of a Hyzer. It was very consistent. Thrown flat, it didn't want to burn and roll. If I put it on Hyzer, it did want to roll, but it's a flippy putter, so that's okay. And on touchy shots, it was very responsive, very dead straight, very controllable. Not really too much to knock with this disc, to be honest with you. I think it was a pretty spot-on attempt at a flippy putter. And I really like the overall flight of it. So I'm gonna go ahead with a 9.2 for flight. I think that, you know, there's still some that could be changed, but not too much, so it's gotta be up there in the 9s. Very high score for a very good disc. So we're gonna go 9.2 for the flight. And then final one we gotta do is it true to what they're advertising it to be? So let's go ahead and take a look at what they're advertising the Pa5 to be. All right, so Prodigy describes it as a silky smooth, understable putter, that it has a beautiful slow turnover line and dead straight Hyzer flips, as a narrow feel in hand for easy release. Pretty spot on. Only thing I will take away from it there is I wouldn't quite call them dead straight Hyzer flips. If you put enough Hyzer on it, you can get dead straight, but if you're putting like a normal, you know, Hyzer flip line, it is gonna flip up and ride a little bit. Nothing wrong with that, but when you're advertising dead straight Hyzer flips, I think this disc is a little bit flippier than what you would picture in your head when you hear that. So I'm gonna go with the 8.5 for true to advertise, because it's relatively true to advertise, but not fully, which gives us a 9.0. 9.0 score for the Pa5. Great score for a great disc. If you want to check them out, they've actually been hard to keep in stock on our site, but you can check if they're in stock currently over at foundationdiscs.com and search for the Pa5. Links also in the description down below. We'll see you in the next review.